What up, dudes? The Ruined Fortress is one of the tougher rupu camps you will come across on the Sleeping Giants map. Taking on one of these camps is an essential part of the progression as it drops the Lathe and the Buffalo Walker schematics. Getting these will allow you to start using Rokkers, which in my opinion you should do before attempting Oracle Fortresses or the Crab. The Ruined Fortress drops a bunch of good stuff, but the other most notable are the Furnace, Large Chest, Advanced Windmill, Medium Water Bag, and the Large Wings and Legs for Walkers. At the top of the ruins are two Rokkers that fire green death bombs. These bombs release a cloud of green smoke that will lower your health very quickly if you stand inside it. You can wear a gas mask to drastically reduce this damage, however you still want to avoid the gas as much as possible as the durability of the mask drains very quickly. Just below this there are another two Rokkers on either side of the center tower. These both fire the regular rupu rocks, while the final fifth Rokker located at the lowest point fires deadly hurler fire bombs. The 5 Rokkers are the primary challenge, as the only other threat is a small ballista that fires insect bombs and the rupu infantry. I used a stiletto in this example, but mostly that's just preference. The important thing is the walker weapons you use. Since the 5 Rokkers are medium armor, lobbers will be the only effective weapon against them until you can use Rokkers. My minimum recommendation would be at least 3 to 4 lobbers you can fire quickly all at once, and either one spinner or repeater. Any walker you can fit these weapons on will do. A dinghy with a Nimmo rig is pretty powerful, but I did find the height of the dinghy made targeting and avoiding gas more difficult. I used 4 spinners on the left side of my stiletto and 4 lobbers on the right. Before we jump into the camp, make sure you bring a repair hammer or 2. You'll most likely take a couple hits while attempting this, but if you monitor the health bars of your walker weapons, losses can be avoided. If you see a walker weapon has been hit, or something is low, drive out of aggro range and repair up to be safe. I also want to note sometimes if the camp is located in an awkward spot, it might not be worth the trouble. Avoid the camp surrounded by trees, rocks, and weird elevations, as it will make targeting and getting angles very difficult. When first approaching the camp, I prefer to come in on the backside opposite of the small ballista. I position myself behind the center tower so at least one of the 3 outer Rokkers can't see me. The 2 green death bombs at the top do no damage to the walker, so always focus the outer 3 Rokkers first. It'd probably be wise to focus the fire bomber first, but be careful of your positioning. You don't want to leave yourself open to a shot where every Rokker can shoot at you at once. For the first Rokker, the camp isn't aggroed yet, so use this to line up a perfect shot and get as close as possible. When you do aggro the camp, the Rokkers can take a few seconds to rotate towards you, giving you a short grace period to take out the first Rokker, so definitely make use of it. The key here is to be fast and not sit still for too long. As soon as you take a hit or the green death is on you, immediately back fully out of the Rokker's aggro range and repair with a hammer if needed. When you reapproach, make sure it's at an angle where you already have a shot lined up. And keep repeating this, focusing on the outer 3 Rokkers one by one. In this example, I got pretty lucky and actually killed the rupu in the seat without needing to destroy the whole Rokker. Keep an eye on the bottom right. If you see 100 XP pop up, it means you've killed the rupu. The seat for the Rokker is on your left side when you're facing the Rokkers. It's possible you could try to aim directly for the rupu, though it's probably pretty unreliable. Once the 3 outer Rokkers are down, most of the threat to the walker is gone. The small ballista has soft armor and can be taken out very quickly using darts. I opt to take this out before the green death bombs, as the insect bombs are very annoying and prevent you from healing. The green death bombs alone aren't that bad to deal with. As long as your player isn't standing directly in the gas, you should be safe to line up some good shots while not having to move around as much. Although the gas mask is not really required, I do recommend it for your first attempt on this, as it will give you a little extra time to line up shots before having to reposition. Another thing to note is the entire time you are fighting the camp, there is an army of about 15 rupu chasing your walker around throwing javelins and bombs. Do not underestimate the damage this can do, and make sure to constantly reposition to avoid this. Once all the Rokkers are down, the last thing to deal with is the infantry themselves. I usually start this by pulling all the rupu away from the camp. When they all stop and begin throwing, quickly drive the walker right on top of them. Once you are close enough, they will no longer throw anything and instead try to engage you with melee. The safest way to proceed would be to use the spinners or repeaters to take out at least some of the rupu. However, this can be pretty inefficient on ammo, as you will probably miss majority of the darts. In the herd of the rupu, there will be 2 bigger rupu overseers that have high HP and throw fire bombs. I do recommend at least taking out these 2 rupu with the darts. They have bigger hitboxes and are generally the biggest threat. For the rest of the rupu, I prefer to go in melee to save on resources. You might go down here, but it's not a big deal. Just try to take a few of them with you and fully heal between downs so you don't full die. In the end, the ammo and resources you save are generally worth it. Grab a good 2-handed weapon and try to get all the rupu stuck behind your walker legs. Jump down off one of the legs and hold S to backstep while swinging. Block when you can, but generally just keep swinging until it's all dead. When all the infantry are dead, you can finally head into the camp to claim your prize. The ruined fortress has 3 loot boxes, the first being a breakable urn that drops bandages, tools, and triple stitch. Just above this is a breakable chest that gives most walker weapons including Rokkers. And then finally, the totem in the center drops a lot of the goodies that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Furnace is important if you do not already have one, but the big things you want to get are the Buffalo Walker plus the large wings and legs for it, as well as the lathe. Unless you get extremely lucky and get a toboggan tier 3 rig from one of the rupu overseers, you will need to build a Buffalo or Falco to use Rokkers, as this requires a large hard point. The Falco is only obtained from the more difficult Oracle Fortress or the War Crabs, which in my opinion you should get a Buffalo going first, as even a single Rokker will make life a whole lot easier. The lathe is also super important, as it is how you craft the ammo for the Rokkers. Well, good luck on the hunt. Hopefully you don't have to farm too many to find the schematics you need. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll have some more guides coming soon on how to solo the crabs and oracles with your new acquired Buffalo. I'm also live on Twitch nearly every day and always happy to answer any questions live. But thanks for watching, and until next time, take her easy.